Hello, this is Attorney Wilberforce Agyekum at Ivylaw office. Today, I wanted to talk briefly about EB1, First Preference Employment-Based Visa, for those workers who want to come in here on an extraordinary or other basis. And we're going to go on about that for a little bit. So, this provides an opportunity for those who have exceptional abilities or you know training, education, what have you, to be able to come to the United States and work. Okay, so let me go briefly give you some brief information about what an EB1 first preference visa, immigrant employment based visa is. It's an immigrant visa. So this is the gist of it all. Okay, you may be eligible for an employment based first preference visa if you are a non citizen of extraordinary ability, are an outstanding professor or researcher, or a certain multinational executive or manager. Each occupational category has certain requirements that must be met. Category one: extraordinary ability. Extraordinary ability. For this category, you must be able to demonstrate extraordinary ability in the sciences, arts, education, business, or athletics through sustained national or international acclaim. Evidence for this particular category: you must meet at least three of the criteria below, or provide evidence of the one-time achievement, as well as evidence showing that you will be continuing to work in the area of your expertise. No offer of employment or labor certification is required. Now, the three criteria out of 10. Let's finish the description and the categories, and I'll go into the criterias. Second category is outstanding professor and researchers. Now, in this category, you must demonstrate international recognition of your outstanding achievements in a particular academic field. You must have at least 3 years' experience in teaching or research in that academic area. You must be entering the United States in order to pursue tenure or tenure track teaching or a comparable research position at a university, institution of higher education, or private employer. Now, again, we'll go into the criteria and evidence in a little bit. The third category for EB1 is for certain multinational manager or executive. A multinational manager or executive. Okay. Now, what does that mean? That means you must have been employed outside of the United States for at least 1 year in the 3 years preceding the petition, or the most recent lawful non-immigrant admission if you are already working for the U.S. petitioning employer. The U.S. petitioner must have been doing business for at least 1 year, have a qualifying relationship to the entity you work for outside the U.S., and intend to employ you in a managerial or executive position. Now, the first one, extraordinary ability, you do not require a job offer or labor certification. Okay. Uh, the second one, it does require an employer, but there's no labor certification required. Okay. So There's a difference. So you must at least reach out to a qualified attorney to explain the differences and the nuances for these three categories. But you must provide the evidence to show exactly whether or not you belong in any of these three categories for EB1, first preference. Now let's talk about the criteria for these three categories that I just discussed. In order to demonstrate you have sustained national or international acclaim and that your achievements have been recognized in your field of expertise, you must either include evidence of a one-time achievement, major internationally recognized award, that would be a one-time achievement, or three of the listed criteria below that I'm about to discuss. Okay? All comparable evidence if none of these criteria of evidence fits your particular credentials. So, evidence of receipt of lesser nationally or internationally recognized prizes or awards for excellence in your field. Evidence of your membership in associations in the field which demand outstanding achievement of their members. Evidence of published material about you in professional or major trade publications or other major media. Evidence that you have been asked to judge the work of others, either individually or on a panel. Evidence of your original scientific, scholarly, artistic, athletic, or business related contributions of major significance to the field. Evidence of your authorship of scholarly articles in professional or major trade publications or other major media. Evidence that your work has been displayed at artistic exhibitions or showcases. Evidence of your performance of a leading or critical role in distinguished organizations. Evidence that you command a high salary or other significant high remuneration in relation to others in the field. You're highly paid or compensated in relation to others in your field. Evidence of your commercial success in the performing arts. Evidence of your commercial success in your performing arts. So these are just some of the criteria that can be used to demonstrate extraordinary ability. Okay. Now, examples of documentary evidence that a person is an outstanding professor or researcher. Outstanding professor or researcher. In order to demonstrate that you are an outstanding professor or researcher, you must include evidence of two of the criteria that I'm about to discuss here, or comparable evidence if none of the criteria fits your particular situation. So, evidence of receipt of major prizes or awards for outstanding achievement. Evidence of membership in associations that require their members to demonstrate outstanding achievement. Evidence of publications, evidence of published material in professional publications written by others about the non-citizens who work in the academic field. Evidence of participation, either on a panel or individually, as a judge of the work of others in same or allied academic field. Evidence of original scientific or scholarly research contributions in the field. Evidence of authorship of scholarly books or articles in scholarly journals with international circulation in the field. So it's similar to the process for extraordinary ability, but it's less, a little bit less. But either way, you need to provide these type of evidence to be considered for the EB1. Okay. So briefly about the application process. For extraordinary ability, you may apply for yourself by filing a Form I-140 petition for alien worker. For the outstanding professors and researchers category, your U.S. employer must file a Form I-140 petition for alien worker. As part of the application process, your employer must be able to demonstrate continuing ability to pay the offered wage as of the priority date of your petition. So all these petitions require I-140. For the multinational manager or executive, your U.S. employer must file USCIS Form I-140 petition for alien worker. As part of the application process, again, your employer must be able to demonstrate a continuing ability to pay the offered wage as of the priority date. So the difference for the extraordinary ability, you do not need an employer. For the other two categories, outstanding professor and researcher, multinational manager or executive, you do need a U.S. employer, as well as the other categories and criteria that I discussed earlier. Uh, family of EB1 visa holders. If your I-140 petition is approved, your spouse and unmarried children under the age of 21 may be eligible to apply for admission to the United States in E14 or E15 immigrant status, respectfully. So not only will you be able to stay here and work permanently and eventually adjust your status, but your derivatives, your family, your children under 21, and your spouse will also be eligible to immigrate to the United States to stay. So these immigrant-based petitions and visa petitions are very technical, they're very intense, and require someone who knows what they are doing before you get denied or you somehow just doesn't work out. So if you need assistance, please give us a call at Ivylaw office. Our phone number is 301 276 0887. 301 276 0887. We are able to assist people, businesses, and individuals throughout the country. Okay. And if you're out of the country and you're interested in an employment-based visa, you can also contact us to discuss that. Again, our phone number is 301 276 0887. And our website is www.ivylawoffice.com. Okay. Again, my name is Wilberforce Agyekum. I'm an attorney here at Ivylaw office, and I will be more than happy to assist you with your employment-based visa petitions and answer your questions. Just contact us, contact me for a consultation, and we can go ahead and schedule you and discuss your issues and your plans. Okay? All right. Thank you for joining me. See you next week.